Think Sword of Hope, then think cats. Nekojara Monogatari marks the first instance of a reused game engine on the Game Boy. For someone so familiar with Sword of Hope, lauding it as one of the best RPGs of the Game Boy's early life, this was absolutely bizarre to me. Not in a bad way, I'm all about an adventure where the protagonist woke up one morning as a cat. He has to go on a grand adventure to retrieve the royal heirloom of Catland that has been stolen, as it's the only way to change back to a human. I'm not going to say a great deal about this, as the game is almost identical to Sword of Hope. You can just listen to my earlier review of that game, because a lot of it still stands here. The map layouts are even very similar, if with a different motivation for your actions. I really think this was a massively underused RPG format on the Game Boy. It opened the doors to lots of different puzzle opportunities, like we saw with Shadowgate on the NES, and like we almost saw with Mysterium on the Game Boy. Restricting the view screen to a small box cuts down the amount of world building you have to do, and allows much more flexibility with using items or interacting with the surroundings. It makes the game feel more like an adventure too. I find this sort of thing much more immersive than your standard viewing the protagonist from afar kind of deal. Here, you're literally experiencing the adventure through the main character's eyes. So, it may feel like a rip-off, but it's not really. Sure, a lot of the game may have been recycled, but there has still been more effort put into the story, characters, and sound quality than you got in a lot of games from the time. Plus, having a cutesy visage would have opened up this genre to a different audience. Thanks so much for watching this video. Let me know your thoughts on the game down below, and if you can spare a second, give the review a quick thumbs up, it really helps out. Subscribe to the Portable Power Podcast for a new Game Boy review every day from Monday to Friday. Or alternately, new episodes of the podcast drop every Saturday and Sunday on whichever platform you get your pods. See you later on.